And to not pass immigration reform that is just and fair would not just be a wrong, it would be a tragedy.
Hoy estamos aquí todos presentes, pero en este pueblo son aproximadamente 400 familias que han sido separadas.
There have been approximately 400 families who have been separated in this community.
Aquí tenemos los nombres de muchos de ellos y las maneras como se han ido de nuestro vecindario.
And here are the names of so many who have been deported or in process, and their stories and why this has happened to them.
Last year, they arrested my husband. They took him from our home without a reason. The worst thing about the case was that my son was there the whole time and they didn't care. Now my son is afraid of the police and they think that every time he sees a policeman, he's going to take away his father.
Ahora se cumple un año. Mi hijo sigue con las secuelas de lo que pasó.
It's been a year and my son is now living the consequences of what he went through. The daycare won't accept him because he needs therapy. He needs a therapist because he needs help.
Él no duerme ahora bien, esperando al papá que él llegue de trabajar porque piensa que él no va a regresar.
He can't even sleep waiting for his dad because he doesn't know whether his dad will come back. When he's late, he cries because he thinks he's not going to come back because his dad was detained for 2 months by immigration.
La fianza que tuve que conseguir, porque ¿de dónde saca uno tanto dinero para que uno salga de migración? Yo por mi familia luché, por mi familia voy a luchar hasta más no poder. Gracias.
Nosotros por ti. Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede.
They did irreparable damage to my family because now I have to work 2 jobs in order to pay for the bond that I had to pay in order to get out of immigration. But I will always keep fighting for my family.
I am a student at Norristown High.
Soy un estudiante en la secundaria de Norristown.
And today I want to speak about how fear of deportation affects my family and I.
Y hoy quiero hablar acerca de cómo el temor a las deportaciones afecta a mí y a mi familia.
The fact is, my parents could walk out the door just around the corner and not come back.
I want to make sure all of you have signed a petition which will end the collaboration between our local police and immigration in Norristown. Tenemos el número gratis para la operadora de la capital de Washington, D.C. Es importante que ustedes llamen 2-3 veces por semana para darles sus opiniones e ideas a nuestros representantes, nuestros senadores, congresistas y el presidente elegidos. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Vamos a vencer. Vamos a vencer.
So the Federal Dream Act would allow kids who came here when they were young and are undocumented but grew up here and went to school here, it would allow them to go to school because it would give them a social security number, and it would also allow them to serve in the armed forces if that's what they choose to do. And it would definitely be a relief for a lot of us who are now in school and are struggling to get by. But in terms of the state Dream Act, the Pennsylvania Dream Act, which is now in the Senate, it's in the Education Committee right now, and it's waiting to be approved and moved on to a vote in the state legislature. It would give undocumented students who went to Pennsylvania public schools and graduated from Pennsylvania high schools or obtained a GED to get in-state tuition, because right now undocumented students have to pay international rates, which are really high for people who have no access to a secure and stable job. And deferred action is a program that once you apply for it, it gives you a temporary social security number, and with it you can work, you can get a license in most states, although some states forbid you from getting a license. It's very temporary and you have to renew it every 2 years and pay for the application every 2 years, and that's why we need something more secure like the Federal Dream Act. To get the State Dream Act, call your legislators. call the senators who are in the education committee in Pennsylvania and let them know that Pennsylvania needs to allow undocumented students to go to school, that it's not only good for people, it's good for the state, it's good for the economy. And in terms of the Federal Dream Act, call your federal legislators and let them know that you support people getting an education because an educated workforce is better.
La reforma migratoria no se arregla construyendo muros ni militarizando fronteras.
Immigration reform will not be resolved by building fences and walls